Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Aidan.
I'm Gaynor.
And today we have, an exciting one.
This is very exciting.
We have a WWE. Reacting to a WWE for the first time, really.
Have you ever been to WWE?
I've been to a WWE match, but I've never, reacted to on a YouTube, seen on a YouTube video or anything. No. So it's been a long time since I've actually seen it.
Yeah, so how many years ago
It must have been like 10 years ago.
I would say at least 10 years ago. And you and your brother made the whole banners to hang up.
Yeah, I remember mine was like, "You can't see me" for the John Cena one, and he wasn't even there.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. Do you have I remember you had a favourite fighter.
Randy Orton.
Yeah. Was that because you fancied him?
Yeah, he was a bit of a...
The RKO.
Yeah.
Mine was always Rey Mysterio.
It was
Rey Mysterio with the 619.
Yeah.
But today, here we have a Undertaker and Mick Foley relive the infamous Hell in a Cell match, which
Infamous.
Infamous. I've never seen this before.
No, me neither.
No, so let's have a look at WWE.
But I got into it when you and your brother were into it, so...
Yeah, I remember the fight we saw was, I'm pretty sure it was Randy Orton against CM Punk, which was like the main event fight that we saw in Abu Dhabi. Yeah. Which was cool to see.
We were right at the front, weren't we?
I used to love this as a kid. I used to think it was so real. Yeah. But at the end of the day, like, what they're doing still must hurt.
Of course, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
They know how to fall correctly, though, don't they?
But I've seen like injuries on this stuff.
Yeah,
like someone got power slammed and got paralysed from the neck down.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, they weren't good then, because you're supposed to know how to fall and.
Yeah.
I like it when the fight and then the women come on and they start fighting.
Yeah. Yeah, that is funny. Anyway, let's get into it. The Undertaker and Mick Foley relived their infamous Hell in a Cell match, WWE. Like, that's crazy. What?
Honestly, I did not expect him to get up from that.
The Undertaker.
Finally, he started moving around, and I was like, man, that's one tough son of a gun right there.
I remember as a kid how scared I was of the Undertaker. Like, how he actually scared me.
He was huge though, wasn't he?
Isn't he like, he's proper tall?
7 foot something.
Nah, he's not 7 foot, no way. I would say like 6'6", 6'7".
I think he's tall. I think he's close to 7 foot.
I don't think he's 7 foot.
Let me know how tall he is.
I would say like 6 foot. I can find out now if you want.
Go on then.
How tall the Undertaker is. He's 6'10".
Yeah.
That's that. Jesus. That surprised me. I would have thought a couple inches shorter.
Yeah, no, I knew he was close to 7 foot.
That's crazy. Anyway, let's get.
Press pause, because I thought it was all staged. So, are they saying that it got out of hand?
Maybe, or something happened that shouldn't have happened, like injury-wise. But as much as I loved WWE when I was a kid, I've not heard of Mick Foley.
Oh, you've not?
No,
oh, I have.
No, maybe a bit before my time.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Well, my feud with The Undertaker had actually ended a while earlier. I thought we were entering a match cold. I thought my character had been through a lot and people had lost interest in it. After watching the first ever cell match between Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, I realized I was in a terrible predicament to even try to approach the level that they had reached was going to be very difficult. And I just didn't see how it would be possible without something special.
I can guarantee that mankind will have a surprise for everyone that you will not soon forget.
If we can do something...
I do recognise him though.
Yeah.
I recognise it. Yeah.
Special. If we can start a match in a way that no one ever has, maybe we can fool people into thinking we're having a great match, even if we're not.
I'm not sure exactly what had happened, but Undertaker broke his foot. And we weren't sure, how, that was going to play out.
Yeah, I did happen to have a fracture in my ankle. It was such an important time in the business. You knew you had to do it, so you just grit your teeth and go in there and do what you do.
That compounded the troubles that we were facing. Yeah, the Undertaker and I reminisced about that a couple of years ago. Like, what were we even doing in that situation? And yet he willingly entered it with a broken foot, which speaks volumes as to what type of competitor
that's mental.
he is.
Oh my, look out! The Undertaker is here! is going to be bad.
I don't remember the build-up to that day other than being approached by Mr. McMahon and him asking me if I had been up on top of that structure earlier in the afternoon. And I assured him I had, which was the biggest lie I'd told up to that point in my life. And then he asked me if I was comfortable up there, and I assured him I was, which became the newest biggest lie I'd ever told in my life, because if I had ever gone up on top of that structure in the afternoon, I wouldn't have been scaling it that evening, because it was terrifying, absolutely terrifying. I know there are people in the WWE Universe, superstars, who are not afraid of heights. I'm not one of them.
The igloo is red hot, and it's sold out. Welcome, everybody, to the 6th annual King of the Ring.
The reaction, even with a normally hot crowd, was a little bit lukewarm until we got up on top of the cell.
This is what I wish WWE was still like, do you know what I mean, though?
Yeah, I mean,
like, it was brilliant back then.
I remember it was all the kids that loved it. It was like such a big deal, and now they don't really do it.
No, even so, I like more older people like it as well.
Yeah, I know.
Especially in America.
I don't remember ever like going to there where, like, obviously we went when we were in Abu Dhabi, not in the States. But it was all families that took their kids, and the kids were obsessed with it. It was such a big deal.
Maybe it's just because you don't see many kids that like. Maybe they do still like it. You just don't really see many of them that do.
Yeah.
I would say they do.
We'll have to introduce Arlo to it.
I reckon he would love it.
Yeah, I do as well.
Yeah.
Be jumping off the table
You
and
know,
everything.
buy him a Rey Mysterio mask.
Trying to get up to the top of the cage. Well, I'd see that, but for what? He's not very logical. I mean, he needs therapy.
The song frightened me.
To be completely honest, is like, crap. Am I going to be able to get up there? You know, the answer was yes, because I don't know how. I mean, I would have got up there. I don't care how. But I would have got up there. It was definitely an exciting way to start off a Hell in a Cell match, to start out on top.
There are moments when our feet are actually sinking into the mesh. It's like we're tearing holes in the mesh as we walk, which should have been a harbinger for even worse things to come.
They're destroying the Hell in the Cell. And my God, don't get them over here where we are.
I still remember clearly the distinct sound of the wire coming unwound or breaking from the pressure of our weight. Well, funny enough, I felt safer on the edge or the polling.
I was going to say, because they're not light.
No, I know.
Do you know what I mean? Bloody big guys.
Yeah, they're both big guys.
Of the cage.
And I just remember getting a couple of really quality chair shots to the back. I think Jerry Lawler said,
"Puts goosebumps on my back there. It makes the hair on my neck stand up. I like it."
And the next thing I know, I was in flight.
Wow.
That's high.
Yeah.
He is broken in half.
Everything you heard me say was spontaneous and real. So that call has a pulse.
I cannot believe it's over. That cage is 16 feet high.
When I tossed him off of there, and you know, as I was watching him fall, and it seemed like it took forever for him to hit the table. It was like only thing I could liken it to is an outer body experience. It was so crazy, and it was so loud in there with the people. At that point, nothing like that had ever been done.
Believe me, I was almost having a heart attack. Watch what was going on, and I got to Mick. I'm asking him, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And he gave me the sign there that I can continue, which flabbergasted me. He said something kind of quietly, and then I heard him say it again, my shoulder. So I called for a stretcher, and in order for the stretcher to get there, we had to lift the Hell in the Cell up. So with the Undertaker still on the top of the Hell in the Cell, it started moving upward.
Why is the cage raising? Do they realize the Undertaker is still on top of the cage? They're raising the cage with the Undertaker still on top. What?
Obviously, I know they raised the cage, but I was kind of oblivious to it, really. I was so zoned in what we were doing at that point. You know, I'm kind of up there without any kind of communication with anything or anybody.
Do you know what's more cool about this for me? Hearing the Undertaker's voice for the first time.
Yeah, because he never really spoke.
No.
It's just like, well, I guess I'm not going anywhere till they, till they bring me down.
We got Mick about halfway back. He started saying, "No, I want to go back. I want to go back." I said, "No, you're not going anywhere. You're going back. You're going to the hospital." And the next thing I know, Mick jumps up. He started climbing up the Hell in the Cell again. He started going up to the top.
And look at him. You're kidding me. In the hell is he standing? Oh my God! And notice he's got a smile on his face. For God's sakes!
What?
Are you kidding me? He wants to go back up. Mankind is going back up. No way. And so is the Undertaker. No way. How can he climb? How can his body? Oh my God! The Undertaker's got the chair. This is absolutely amazing.
Everybody in the building thought the match was over. I didn't know for sure if I could, but I said I was going to give it my best try. But by the time I got to the top of the cell, I was just about out of energy. So I looked back and I wish that I'd had the strength and the energy to exchange with the Undertaker, but I'm thankful that I didn't in retrospect, because if I'd had the strength to exchange, I also would have had the strength to get off the cell for the choke slam.
No way he went off again. Oh my God.
Good God! Good God! That's it, he said. But somebody stop the damn match! Enough's enough!
I want to know like how planned it actually is. Like everything is like everything planned though. Or do they sometimes make stuff up on the spot?
No, I think they do that. I think it's all planned of how to fall and who's going to win and stuff like that. It's a show, isn't it? It's not real. And when you're that close up, you can see that it's all kind of, the noises that make it sound worse than it actually is. But I think this might have just got a little bit out of hand. I don't think they were genuinely.
No, I'm thinking like when he's just chokeslammed and threw him down. Like, was he expecting him to go through the fence?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I think this is one that's got a little bit out of hand, because even though they know who's going to win and who's going to lose, I think the adrenaline must be like, actually no, let's make it a bit more exciting. And
I just wonder if it was like part of the plan for him to go off in his stretcher and the doctors tell him that he's going to the hospital, but then him to be like, no, I'm going back up.
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's exciting when you're there.
It is entertainment.
The poor son of a... He's broken in half. And the Undertaker likes it. But I think enough is enough.
Knowing what we know and knowing that structure gave way, I believe that if I'd gone up in a way that I usually did for choke slams, that would afford me the safest landing on a mat inside a ring, that I would have over-rotated and landed high on my shoulders and likely never wrestled again.
Wow.
I totally agree with that. We're talking a matter of a couple of inches, even the way he landed. I mean, that could have been catastrophic. I mean, it really could have.
Yeah, well, you can see from the referees that they weren't expecting that.
No, that wasn't planned.
No.
And I think he didn't expect the structure to break.
No, that's what they weren't expecting, yeah.
Off of the panel and onto the support bars. If I hadn't have done that, we'd have both gone through that together. So if you could imagine, if I had stayed on that panel, my weight would have probably been on him too. And then what happens? It's a scary thought.
Yeah.
It just was an incredible thud, and it just made you
sick to see it. And we could see something, in his nose.
I remember punching him, trying to talk some sense into him, but also being just distracted by this huge, what I thought was a booger in his nose. Come to find out that it was one of his incisors that it went through his lip and ended up in his nose.
Oh my God!
And I had the presence of mind to think
that
if
right?
I could just find
a tooth.
Oh.
That's what he thought was a booger. He's punched in
booger? Who's ever called it a booger? That's a tooth coming out his nose.
It's gone up and come out his nose, the tooth.
What?
One of these.
Oh, I know what a tooth is.
No, it's an incisor.
a way to stick my tongue through that massive wound and wriggle it, that it would create a compelling image. I knew I was going to be okay.
Oh, my. Oh. And he's smiling. Uh-oh. He is smiling.
Mick had basically just had 2 really bad car accidents and still had the fortitude to get back to his feet and say, we're going to finish this. I mean, that's just another cut of human being right there.
You know what? I'm panicking. I really am. I don't know if I should just say the match is over. And then he grabs me and he goes, where are the tacks?
Oh, God. What is that?
Oh, my God.
What is that?
Thumbtacks.
My God.
Just the glittery, the shininess of the tacks. And I guess in retrospect, we needed something like that and seemed like a suitable way to end that match.
No!
Jesus.
The tacks were probably the easiest part of the night. It was definitely icing on the cake for him. He ended up in a bed of tacks, so it was a rough night for Mick Foley.
And even as Timmy White was counting 3, that I believe the right foot was just kicking ever so gently to show I'm not completely out of this ball game.
Look at the Undertaker's face though; it's bleeding.
Covered in blood.
That's crazy for it all to be fake.
But yeah, exactly.
Look at his elbow, yeah.
No, all the thumbtacks are in it.
Yeah. What the hell?
Yet. Mike Chioda, who was not the referee of record, but he came out and told me they were bringing a stretcher out for me. And he said, and you can look on the video, and you can see I lift my arm. And the reason I lift my arm is I didn't want anyone in Pittsburgh to see me talking. And what I said to him was, have I already been on a stretcher tonight? And when he informed me that I had, that right arm went up about 3 seconds after that for a second time. And I said, I can't be on 2 stretchers in one night. And I hobbled my way to Mr. McMahon's room.
We took him back and put him on a table. He went to let me know that his shoulder was hurt. But he smiled at me, and I could see, that he had a gash under his lip. They started stitching him up right there. Just an incredible sight to see.
Mr. McMahon sat me down, and I remember those.
McMahon is probably one of the craziest people I've ever seen in my life as well, though. He's weird. He's proper weird.
I think you have to be weird to do this.
Yeah, he doesn't do it anymore, though, does he? Didn't he sell it?
I'm not sure. I
thought you sold it.
But when I was just watching that, then I was thinking, as much as it was fun, I wouldn't want my kids to see that.
No.
But when there's blood and stuff like that, you're a bit like, oh no, this is, especially little kids.
Yeah.
If you're older, then yeah.
But I bet that proper got the crowd pumping at the time. Yeah. That would have been great.
Yeah. And how many kids have gone home and
emptied
the desk drawer out?
Yeah. Surely he got a pay rise for that though. The commitment he went through to do that for the WWE, pretty insane.
Yeah, exactly.
Specifically, he said, you have no idea how much I appreciate what you've done for this company, but I never want to see anything like that again.
It's everlasting. It's in our minds forever. And it's like any other great event in wrestling or mainstream sports. It's that clay that defined the game.
I couldn't ask for a better human being to do that with than Mick. These are things that, like I said, that I haven't really talked about. There's probably only a handful of people that I would, open myself up like that to, he being one of them. It's really special to be considered such an iconic match and one that people really, have all these really fond memories of. That just lets us know we did something right.
It was the reactions to the unexpected, and I think that element of surprise, it embeds it in people's minds, so that anyone who was there in the venue or watching live when it happened will never forget that moment. This moment or series of moments has left this indelible imprint on people's memories. We're somehow able to create an image in people's minds that lives on and will outlive me and the Undertaker both.
I wonder how old they are now.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How old they are now?
Yeah, because I remember like Triple H and all those.
It's time to play the game.
But I'm wondering how old they are now. Like, 'cause they weren't young.
The Undertaker's quite old now, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'll find out how old the Undertaker is.
Probably like in his 70s, right? Because he was probably like in his 40s.
I reckon that's quite old. 58.
He's 58? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
How old's Mick Foley?
Probably around the same, right?
58.
58.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair play.
Look at him now.
Jeez.
I'll get the photo on screen.
Do you know who he looks like? Him off...
The Hangover?
Yeah.
yeah. That was interesting though.
Was very
that
interesting.
was pretty cool.
That was very new for us.
Yeah, that was. I'm surprised I've never heard or seen that match before.
No, yeah.
It was before I was born though, wasn't it? What did they
it
say?
Was.
Like 1998?
97? 97 to 98, yeah.
That's crazy though. If only it was still like that. Now we've got people like bloody Logan Paul and KSI in the WWE ring. It's an half now, but it should go back to what its roots were like.
Yeah, a lot more fun.
It was great back in the day. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button for us, and we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.
Bye.